Good evening and welcome back to another Talking Technical, and it's also nice speaking to you. Of course, always we're flooded with requests. I just had one on Twitter, and unfortunately I couldn't take that one because I've already got requests actually running over from last week. But I had an interesting call. Somebody phoned me and said she wants to do a very expensive course on Forex trading. And I actually said to the lady, you really don't need to do that. You can really enroll to much cheaper courses, do a candlestick course or a technical analysis course so that you can just find your feet and then practice. And she says to me that she's a keen viewer of this program. I said, well, you will learn from this as well. And but to go and spend a lot of money on a technical course, that's the one thing that worries me. And the other thing is, these guys got some massive fees on the software package. And I know the software packages you can get at quite a cheap level. So, well, it's your decision, but think twice before you spend a lot of money. And I finished the discussion with, and I said, if you do know a little bit of technicals, open a tiny account, put in 1,000 Rand or 2,000 Rand, dabble with that, learn with that. And if you lose that, then it's not the end of the world. But I mean, if you just go and put in a lot of money into training and suddenly you lose a lot of money, that's not nice. Because always remember, technical analysis is an art that you learn over many years. It's not a quick fix thing. And even with us that's been trading for many years, we still make mistakes. And we work hard to fix those mistakes. And that's part of the business. So, but just go and spend a lot of money, I don't think that's the right way. But the first request was lemonade. And listed on the NASDAQ, of course. And this viewer, he wants to know if he can buy. Now, well, what I like about this chart, and tonight especially, I want to look at some weekly charts. And the reason why I want to do that is that there's a lot of viewers and there's a lot of investors around the world that actually believe that the worst of all the shares and the worst of all the markets are really behind us, and they believe that things can just go better. So let's look at the weekly chart. Of course, a weekly chart is a weekly close, a Friday close, reflecting on the chart. And what I see is we see a nice base forming here, and there's the big line. The big line here is that resistance, and that is sitting at $33.12. Above 33.12, I think we can maybe see a nice move to the upside, because some people will actually say that they see a cup and handle formation here. I just want to show you there what some of the viewers will show, and they will say, there you are, there's the there's the left tiny little shoulder or the handle, and there's the cup. For me personally, I will say let's make it simple, and there's the resistance line, because on a weekly chart you would like it to close above that resistance line. Above that you can maybe buy it, use a stop loss of 21.51, and your targets to the top will be 37.99, 42.86, and even as high as 46.98. In actual fact, I'm not in the school of believing that the markets have seen the lows already. For me personally, I think there's still a lot of inflation pressure to come through. There's going to be interest hikes, but I mean, of course, we can be all wrong. But I mean, a share like Lemonade that's coming from above $160 all the way down to 25, I think maybe the worst can be behind this one. But as always, just stick to your stop loss, and then you know if you lose money, you cannot lose all of it. Well, let's have a look at PanAf. That's one of the gold companies in South Africa. I know that they're quite profitable, and oh yes, I looked at it past, but maybe not on this program, but let's have a look. Okay, first of all, it looks like the share is trying to work hard to find a base, because this base is actually between 330 and 454. But this is of course a weekly chart again. But what I do see is, you will see there's the resistance line, and let's have a look at the support line. And the moment you see that, you will see that, there you are, you will see that we're sitting with a falling or a descending channel. That is usually negative while the share trades within that channel. But the moment this channel breaks to the upside, it is positive. And where you are, there you are. Above 397, we can see that the share can maybe advance a little higher. And of course, where's my target? I just want to zoom it out for viewers that's maybe new onto the program. There you are. And by the way, let's thanks BDTV for hosting this program for years already. I mean, I cannot even remember when we started many years ago. And without their generosity, we couldn't have the opportunity to teach people about technical analysis. So yes, above that level of 394, where's the target? The target can be all the way going up to 438. And that's a nice move. But of course, we know that we buy only above that resistance. Our stop loss is 349. So quite a big stop loss there. But I mean, for a gold counter, I know gold is lagging a lot. So if gold starts to kick in, maybe we can see some of these gold shares really putting in some nice rallies. And I liked about it. Somebody on Twitter said the other day, you know what, every dog gets its day. And this person, Karen Richards, I think, she said Durban Roodepoort Deep is definitely in that class. I want to say to you that I think Harmony is also in that class. But I mean Pan Africa, beautiful descending channel, and it can maybe give us a beautiful break to the upside. Let us look at the Palladium ETF, and I know they are listed as Newgold Palladium, but it's actually just a Palladium ETF. But what I see here is we see beautiful, and remember this is a weekly chart again. There's the beautiful lows at around 272.87. But what I like about it, there's the low, it went up, it came back to that support line, came back all the way up. I mean, this is a beautiful move of higher lows, and higher low is always positive. That means that buyers are there just protecting the downside, that it doesn't fall off the chart. But for me, I think you may be a little bit late to buy in. But while this level of, and there you are, while this level of 345.16 holds, then the momentum is still clearly to the upside. Above 346.15, it's still a chart that can maybe make higher lows, but unfortunately, if you want to chase momentum, you need to wait for this little line, and we're on the brink of changing that resistance into a support. And there you are. There you are. Above 370.30, it can maybe give us a next move to the upside, because then we've got a higher high, and then the momentum buyers will kick in. But stick to your stop loss here. By the way, I read a very interesting article a while back on some other technical analyst that's also keen on using horizontal support and resistance line. Well, I'm one of them, because I always believe exactly at that point there were some buyers and sellers starting to fight each other. So that's why I like to use horizontal support and resistance. And of course, you all know that over the years I try to keep it as simple as possible. So it works for me, but some guys got wonderful techniques that I sometimes see, but I'm happy to stick with the basics, and that pays off well. So let's have a look at J&J Snack Foods. It's a weird request because I never knew about this company. I thought about the guy actually when he talked about J&J. I thought, okay, Johnson & Johnson, but no, this is J&J Snack Foods Company. But what I like about it is that we're also seeing higher lows here, but there's something interesting on this chart for me. I just want to draw that line in there. And you will see it's almost a complex inverse head and shoulder. And why do I say it's a complex inverse head and shoulder? It's because you've got this false break here before above this neckline while it was forming. But it's now working maybe on a beautiful right shoulder here. There's the left shoulder, clearly seen on the chart. There's the beautiful big head. It's there. And there's the right shoulder. So maybe it's working on the right shoulder now. But for me, the neckline sits at 154.33. Only above 154.33, I believe that the share can maybe put in a beautiful, nice rally to the top. I know some people also buy right on the turn of the right shoulder because they want a nice tight stop loss. But I usually find that works well with indexes. and it also not working that well with shares. But I mean, you can buy above that neckline. Where's my stop loss? My stop loss will be 144.50, and I mean, we've got two targets. Let's just do the projection there to that one, and we've got the full play out. If it goes to the top, there you are. If it breaks above that neckline, the full target will be 177.35, and the conservative target is 162.24. And by the way, why do I always have a conservative target? Because I've also seen that a lot of technical calls that we do sometimes don't reach its full target. But I mean, a tiny little profit is better than a share just turning around and you see all your profits just disappearing in one pool. Well, let's look at Anglo American, one of those giants on the market. I mean, commodity player, massive commodity player. It looks like the share is starting to recover. It was as low as 507. It's starting to make higher lows. The only thing that worries me, and remember this is a weekly chart, we've got this, you can almost say a head and shoulder formation starting to develop. And remember, the top of this left shoulder is 692.78. So it can maybe go to 692.78. But for those players that is on the short term, positive about the share, while it is above that little line, let's just draw in that line there. I think we're running out of time here. But above that little line of 598.48, it can actually go a little bit higher and it go to 647.30. But unfortunately, this big neckline worries me, and that sits at 507.48. Let's hope it doesn't break below that eventually. But if it breaks below that, we can see an ugly sell-off, maybe all the way down to 315.45. Unfortunately, we're out of time. Thank you for watching the show. Visit our website, www.fransklerk.com, for more info, and we will chat again.